America, land of the free, home of the corporation? Is the United States of America truly a free republic? Or does it operate under a hidden corporate structure, with its citizens unknowingly bound by contracts they never signed? This essay will delve into this controversial question, exploring historical events and legal frameworks to shed light on the true nature of the American system. We are taught from a young age that America stands as a beacon of liberty. Yet, a closer look reveals a financial system shrouded in debt and controlled by powerful forces. This exploration is not about inciting fear, but about unveiling the truth and empowering individuals with knowledge. The journey begins by understanding how a nation founded on principles of self-governance became entangled in a web of financial obligation. We will trace the roots of America's debt from its early days to the present, uncovering the mechanisms that may have transformed a sovereign republic into a corporate entity. Prepare to challenge conventional narratives and delve into the heart of the American experiment. The story of America's financial system is inseparable from the story of its debt. From the very beginning, the nation grappled with financial instability. The Revolutionary War, while securing independence, left the fledgling nation deeply in debt to foreign powers and private lenders. The newly formed government, operating under the Articles of Confederation, struggled to repay these debts. Lacking the power to tax effectively, it resorted to printing money, a move that led to rampant inflation and economic turmoil. This financial vulnerability set the stage for the creation of the first Bank of the United States in 1791. This privately owned central bank, modeled after the Bank of England, was granted the power to issue currency and manage government debt. Though presented as a solution, it sparked controversy, with figures like Thomas Jefferson expressing concerns about its potential for corruption and undue influence over the nation's finances. The United States Constitution, a document revered as a cornerstone of American freedom, has also been subject to interpretations that raise questions about its true nature. Some scholars argue that the Constitution, rather than establishing a truly free republic, actually created a corporation. This perspective posits that the Constitution, much like a corporate charter, outlines a framework for a government with limited powers delegated by the people. The very act of ratification, they argue, could be interpreted as the creation of a corporate entity, with citizens becoming, in essence, shareholders in this new entity. This interpretation hinges on the corporate structure of early American colonies, many of which operated under charters granted by the British Crown. These charters outlined the colony's governance and economic activities, drawing parallels to the way a corporation is structured and operates within a larger system. While this perspective is not universally accepted, it offers a thought-provoking lens through which to examine the Constitution and its implications for the nature of American governance. It challenges us to consider whether the Founding Fathers, intentionally or not, established a system with inherent corporate elements. The role of international bankers in shaping America's financial landscape is a subject often shrouded in controversy. Critics argue that these powerful financial institutions, driven by profit motive, have played a key role in perpetuating America's cycle of debt. From the Rothschilds to the Morgans, the influence of these banking dynasties on American finance is undeniable. They financed wars, funded industrial expansion, and exerted significant influence over government policies. One of the most contentious episodes in this narrative is the creation of the Federal Reserve System in 1913. Critics argue that this central banking system, while presented as a way to stabilize the nation's finances, actually handed over control of the money supply to private banking interests. The Federal Reserve's ability to create money out of thin air, they contend, has led to inflation, devalued currency, and trapped the nation in a perpetual cycle of debt to a select group of powerful financial institutions. So, let's dive into the question that's been on many people's minds. Are we, as citizens, collateral for the national debt? It's a complex issue, but let's break it down. When the government borrows money, it does so with the promise of future repayment, often backed by its ability to tax its citizens. This means, in a way, our future earnings and productivity are pledged to repay this debt. But it's not as simple as saying we are directly collateral. The government has various assets and revenue streams, and while we contribute through taxes, we are not individually held accountable for the national debt. It's more about the collective economic power of the nation. The stronger the economy, the better the government's ability to manage and repay its debts. So, while we play a role, it's within a much larger system of economic and financial mechanisms. In summary, we are part of the equation, but we are not the sole collateral. It's a shared responsibility that involves the entire economic structure of the country. Have you ever wondered if we're all just pieces in a larger game? A game where the rules are hidden and the players are unaware? It's fascinating, really, how much of our daily lives are influenced by corporate interests and legal frameworks that we might not even be aware of. So, what exactly governs us? Is it common law, statutes, or maritime law? Each of these legal systems has its own set of rules and principles. Common law evolves from judicial decisions, statutes are laws enacted by legislative bodies, and maritime law governs international waters and trade. Understanding which of these applies to us in different situations can be quite complex, but it's crucial for navigating the legal landscape. Now you might be asking, what can we do about all this? Well, the first step is awareness. Educating ourselves about the legal systems that govern us is essential. We can also advocate for transparency and push for reforms that make these systems more accessible and understandable to the average person. It's about taking control and not just being passive participants in the game. In conclusion, it's time for a call to awareness and action. We need to question, learn, and engage with the systems that shape our lives. By doing so, we can ensure that we are not just playing a game without knowing the rules, but actively participating in creating a fairer and more transparent society. Let's take this journey together, step by step, and make a difference.